Great. Good morning, everyone. And thank you for joining us for the 2023 State of the District and Region Conference. Focus of this year's conference is doing business under fiscal distress, supporting the district's businesses during the city's economic transition. I'm Tanya Vidal-Kinlow, Board of Directors, Chair of the DC Chamber of Commerce. And for the past almost 10 years, I've served as the Vice President of Community Engagement, Advocacy, and Government Affairs at Children's National Hospital. Today, you will hear from prominent business representatives and leaders, health directors, higher education administrators, workforce development leaders, and regional and local elected officials. In addition, we have incorporated a fireside chat conversation on a very important issue for all of us, public safety. Following the 3 years of the pandemic, we recognize that the effects of will be long-lasting. The focus of today's conference is how our local business community has recovered and adapted to the new normal together. We will discuss trends, strategies, solutions, and policies impacting our region's education, health, workforce, and economic development. I encourage you all to engage, question, and contribute to these very important topics, as each of you plays an instrumental role in shaping our business community's future. Now, at this time, it is my pleasure to welcome Larry DeRita, Greater Washington, D.C. Market President of Bank of America. Larry DeRita is a longtime D.C. resident and joined Bank of America after more than 25 years of public service. Mr. DeRita, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much to the DC Chamber, Angela and Tanya, and all of your teammates for putting a great program on today. I'm Larry, President of Bank of America for the Greater Washington, DC market. And we're very pleased to be a partner here for today's terrific event. I've actually got leaders from our businesses around the region in today to talk about the very topics that we're going to be talking about at the conference today. Small business and workforce development is a high priority for our company, for our clients and our team, to try and help continue the economic recovery coming out of the pandemic a couple of years ago. We were very involved helping support small businesses through the pandemic. Our 150 financial centers were open through the pandemic, serving small businesses and other customers, and the recovery continues, and we're very happy to be part of driving that through the local economy. The health equity discussion that's going to take place today is an important one. That's a priority for our company as well. We're working very closely with the American Diabetes Association, the American Medical Association, American Cancer Foundation, and other groups and employers here in the local market, including the terrific folks at the Children's National Hospital, where Tanya does such great work, to help drive the outcomes that we're all looking for across our city and across the region in health. And on the small business front, again, we're very pleased to be working very closely with the Small Business Administration, and I want to commend the Associate Administrator, Mark Madrid, for being part of the program today. So I wish you all the very best for a terrific program. My 2,500 teammates here in the DMV and I are very privileged to be able to help support it and bring it to you today. And I want to turn it over now to a man who needs no introduction, the Chairman of the DC Council, Chairman Phil Mendelson. Thank you, sir, for being here today, and over to you.
Can we be doing to work with Congress? I hate to say it, but Congress right now, or at least the House, is in a sort of a meddlesome interference mode. What can we be doing to get Congress to be working with us more constructively? For instance, what can Congress be doing to push to get the federal workforce back downtown? Metro is a challenge, as I think you all know. And there, again, we need the business community. You know, the district government has always been supportive of Metro, WMATA, bus, and rail. We see how important it is. But this is a compact with Maryland and Virginia, and they're not always as quick to come forward supporting WMATA. And there again, the business community can make a difference. I think, for example, Richmond, which has always had a love-hate relationship with its northern half. And to the extent that Richmond sees that this is important to the business community, or I'll put that differently, to the extent that the business community says to Richmond, this is important to the region, the more likely we will be successful getting Richmond to step up with helping with WMATA and its fiscal cliff next year. Even on the issue of public safety, which I think is critical. It's got to be part of the strategy to revitalize downtown. We need to be working with the business community on strategies. They can't all be police, and I don't mean by that the defund stuff. I don't mean that at all. What I mean is that if we can't hire enough police officers, and this is a national problem, not a DC problem, then are there some strategies that we can look at that would supplement the police? And here again, I think where the business community has ideas, we absolutely have got to listen. In that regard, I'll say quickly, the council had a hearing the other day on the mayor's nomination for a new chief of police. And even though the newspaper headline was a long hearing, it actually was positive. I think the council is going to confirm her. I don't have a date, but I think it'll be fairly soon. So my last point, and I'll leave it with this, is that I have said for years that the business community has got to be involved politically. I know this is not a political event, but I will just say the business community's got to be involved politically. I think one of the speakers this morning is a colleague of mine, Kenyon McDuffie. He wouldn't be here if the business community hadn't gotten involved last year. So I would like to see more of that and encourage more of that. Good morning to everyone. Thank you for being here and participating, and thank you, Chamber.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Chairman Mendelson and Tanya, for your participation, and all of you for joining us this morning. I have now the honor of introducing our morning speaker, Mark Madrid. Mark is the Associate Administrator for the Office of Entrepreneurial Development at the U.S. Small Business Administration. Mark reports directly to the SBA Administrator, Isabela Casillas Guzman, a member of President Biden's cabinet. As a presidential appointee and a head official of the SBA, Mark leads a unit that supports hundreds of thousands of small businesses annually and oversees a primary educational and technical resource arm of the agency. Collaborators include the Network of Small Business Development Centers, Women's Business Centers, SCORE, Regional Innovation Clusters, and the Office of Entrepreneurship Education, which houses the Thrive Initiative, Ascent Women's Business Online Program, and SBA's Online Learning Center. Additionally, he supports the Agency Office of Native American Affairs and leads the American Rescue Plan, a $100 million Community Navigator pilot program. Previously, Mark served as CEO of the Stanford Latino Entrepreneurship Initiative and President and CEO of the Greater Austin Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Prior to serving in nonprofit executive roles, he enjoyed a corporate executive banking career that began on Wall Street in 1995 with JP Morgan. Mark was the 2020 recipient of the Latino Leaders Maestro Award in the category of leadership for his lifetime accomplishments as a distinguished influencer. And most recently, he was honored with the Courage in Government Award by the National Business Inclusion Consortium. Additionally, he's a distinguished honoree with the Women Economic Forum. Mark is a Jefferson Award recipient and an honorary colonel of the U.S. Army, illustrating his dedication to volunteer service and veterans. He's a member of the board of directors for the McCoy College of Business Foundation at Texas State University. He's an honors graduate from both the University of Texas at Austin and the University of Notre Dame, where he earned his master's. He dedicates his service for America's small businesses to his father, a small business owner who passed away from COVID in 2020. Please help me in welcoming my friend, colleague, and really an advocate for the small business community, Mark Madrid. Mark, thank you so much for joining us. I know your insights are going to be incredibly valuable for our business community in Washington, D.C., and I cannot be any happier and honored that you're joining us this morning.
Thank you, Angela, for your warm introduction and for having me here at such a critical event, the State of the District and Region. And DC Chamber of Commerce and board and staff, Tanya, thank you for your tremendous leadership. Angela, you are a true standout, my dear friend, through and through. Battle-tested, composed, and a nationally and globally distinguished leader, not only through words, but most importantly, through action. I'm energized to be here today to help kick off the 2023 State of the District and Region Conference. And most importantly, thank you to our resilient small businesses joining us today. And I'm energized to see some of the wonderful panels lined up for you on inspiring topics for everyone. Everyone here, everyone at the SBA, like the state of business recovery and the state of education and workforce development panels later this morning. We are proud to see all of the incredible work being done in and around Washington, D.C., here to support our local community and our small businesses, who in turn help uplift our neighbors and communities and our economy. At the SBA, we are always looking for opportunities to support our small business owners and help them thrive, even amidst difficult circumstances, including the long-term recovery resilience that some of us face in terms of supporting small businesses with 5 or less employees, our solo entrepreneurs that are the me and myself and I's of the world. I hope that in addition to celebrating the current state and economic recovery here in the district, I can also share some of the actions we're taking at the SBA to support your efforts and the local community in their entrepreneurial journeys. Every policy decision by the SBA is made with one idea in mind. How will this policy improve equity amongst all American small business owners? In other words, how do we ensure every American has the same opportunities to thrive and build their businesses? On day one, President Biden signed an executive order centering equity and support for underserved and underestimated communities to the federal government, allowing agencies like the SBA to intentionally think about, through our programs, resources, and services, how we not only improve access to these things, but also eradicate barriers. Also, we are investing in all U.S. small businesses, including right here in the district, thanks to President Biden's Investment in America agenda, with which over $220 billion in federal funding has already been announced for infrastructure projects across the country. That includes $156 billion in federal investments to fund transportation projects, roads, bridges, and roadway safety, and over $24 billion for better access to clean water. Important items here at the district and in this region. And as the voice of 33.5 million small businesses, our SBA administrator, Isabella Casillas Guzman, has crisscrossed this country and our own community here to hear more about the micro and macroeconomic issues directly impacting communities and share how the SBA, as she says, is meeting entrepreneurs where they are, everywhere they are. The Biden-Harris administration has had historic success in helping small, disadvantaged businesses establish and get off the ground, and we are committed to ensuring the continued success of our policies and these businesses. SBA is doing more, but we have a lot of work to do. It's recommending changes to the government's approach to encourage and score 24 federal agencies on how they bundle federal contracts. Over the last 5 years, this system, called category management, has favored major corporations and made far too many contracts out of reach for small businesses. So the SBA, under administrator's charge and actually her leadership on the ground and her experience, has released disaggregated data across industries and sectors by race and ethnicity for the first time, which will require federal agencies to track and report how they're bringing in new contractors, developing their diversification strategies, and opening doors for more firms. For the second consecutive year, small disadvantaged business spending exceeded its 11% goal. But that's not good enough, 11%. Would you agree? This noteworthy achievement, although we have a long way to go, reflects President Biden's and Administrator Guzman's unwavering commitment to meeting an ambitious SDB contracting goal. But there's more work to be done. For example, less than 2% of procurement dollars overall go to Black and Latino small businesses. We need more procurement dollars going to this valuable segment and more going to you. SBA, under the leadership of Administrator Guzman, has taken historic steps to bridge notable gaps, including democratizing capital. For the first time in 40 years, SBA is increasing the number of licenses for non-depository lenders that make government guaranteed loans and SBA's flagship loan program. This action will expand competition among lenders and provide more borrowing options for the capital that is so critical to small business growth. And SBA is modernizing the lending criteria and conditions for SBA's business loan programs and reducing red tape for SBA lenders, which will expand the number of creditworthy businesses and owners who can access an affordable loan. And I just want to commend our district office here in the DC area, led by Larry Webb and his remarkable team. What I want to tell you and communicate to you as I close is that it is the highest honor imaginable serving our resilient U.S. small business owners across the United States, Puerto Rico, and our U.S. territories, and right here in the district and the region. There is so much concern for our small businesses. I don't know how they do it, but walking into this office every day, I'm obligated and energized, and Angela knows this, and we have a lot of work to do. Small businesses are thinking about high, interest rate environment. They're thinking about supply chain vulnerabilities, maybe digitizing, cybersecurity. Where do I fit in AI? How am I gonna, it used to be about hiring and retaining employees. Now it's about the long-term workforce development, which we're gonna hear about today. All that being said, you've come to the right place. The DC Chamber is acting and helping to consolidate and mobilize these resources. So I hope you hear it in my heart that all things are possible for you and to thrive as a small business, even though it might be challenging for you right now. We want to be in a position to support you and to provide no-cost resources for you. That is our job. That is our obligation. And with that said, thank you for this wonderful invitation, and God bless you all.